And one of the things that I've been a fan of with lots of the things that I've seen, and I'm going to say you, like there might be a team behind it, but I've seen you putting out a lot of things like CMD.ms. Like Ben and I spent a whole episode on that thing once, just talking about like, hey, this is great. You can go here. Here's a resource for you. By the way, like it's all just DNS based. Go ahead and click this. Remember this one URL, and as stuff changes on the back end, like we talked the whole transition from Azure Active Directory to Microsoft Entra ID, it's all just kind of like work for you, right? It's all magical and its goodness. And I think one of the things that I really like about the content that you put out, especially on social media, like I love the tooling, but with social media, like you've been doing these little cards lately, and they're super just actionable. People can learn new things. Like you had one. I was trolling your Mastodon account earlier today. It was one about being able to do dynamic groups with new employee dates, hire dates out of Azure AD. And I was like, I didn't know that was there. Like I didn't even know it was added. Like when did that get added? So it's really great, the work that you do. So I imagine most of that gets born out of working directly with some of the large customers, like you mentioned, and being kind of closely aligned to product and that entire stakeholder feedback loop.
Yes, yeah. So one of my day jobs, like the bulk of my time is spent learning up on new things that haven't been published yet. We're still, engineering is building it, and we are going through the specs. But we do like various learn docs, and when we publish, there's heaps of content that we produce. But what I noticed is, yes, I introduce them to my customers. NDA, they have the NDA, and they know heads up, like even before anything comes up on public preview about those features. But for everyone outside, it's just a lot of information for them that's coming at them from different sources, right? New features, the cloud is always moving. So I wanted to be able to like help people just get things in a few seconds. Like that's my goal with everything that I post. Sort of make it easy to consume. At least you can just file it away at the back of your mind, and that's the thing that I didn't notice most people doing, and it's that's been my sort of way into the social media, and I just stumbled across it. Like I was like, hey, this is a cool thing, and I just posted it, and people sort of seemed to like it, and it sort of just kept on going from there. And I just do it outside of my actual day job, but it's related in a way because I'm already in that whole feedback loop cycle, and this just helps me, reach out to people who I might never get to work with and share that information.
Very cool. And so I'm curious, that's the whole content creation, but I look at all the stuff you've done, and we're going to start talking through some of these too. Merill, I'm convinced that you must not sleep with not only the amount of social media you do, but the amount of tools that you've put out. We talked about the CMD.ms for that central portal, but that like just scratches the surface of some of the stuff that you've done to kind of help the community, help end users, help people like myself managing all of this stuff in Entra. I have a list of them here, but do you have a favorite one or one of these that you've put out that you especially like or especially proud of, that is kind of your favorite of everything you've done, or one that you really enjoy talking about?
So the one that I put in the least effort and one that I like a lot is obviously CMD.ms, right? Like it just came to me, and almost every tool I've built is basically for me. Like so I had this thing where, hey, this is frustrating for me. I need a different thing. And so that's what gets me motivated to build stuff. And coming from a dev, like we all from dev, from SharePoint and all those days, we just built all these different things to help us out all the time. We had to build a lot of that in the SharePoint world right? Various
Yep.
apps and toolkits. So and so that's one of my reasons, like to solve my own problem. And I was like always opening up pages to my customers, and in a hurry, I need to get to conditional access page and show something. And I was in the middle of presenting, and I have to click on multiple things, or they'll ask, how do I go to change these MFA methods? And I just need to click, or sometimes the menus have moved, and I don't know how to get there. So that's the reason I thought, hey, this should be easier. And just over the weekend, it just took me a day or two to like really come up with a working version of that. And the domain was like, hey, this domain is available. So that just made it a lot more easy. And my domain renewal is coming up. So it's almost like 1 year since I introduced that. And it's one of the most visited sites. Like I get at least like 5K sort of visits a day on that CMD.ms.
Yeah, I can see how that's handy. Again, kind of like Scott said, keeping track of all the admin centers and the URLs and where they are and where they're going is confusing.